today I'll be going over something I saw earlier today by Chris Fedor. He's a reporter for Cleveland.com, as it says over here, and he pretty much gives updates on the Cavs stuff. And he replied to someone's response to something he said earlier today, talking about how they this person, Adid Kanawati, believes that Garland's game after last night's win against the Pelicans is starting to look more like Kyrie Irving's game. And his response to that was interesting. A few of us were trying to come up with a Darius Garland style comparison in the locker room after last night's game. Any other thoughts from y'all on this? And looking through, the responses, I'm not surprised, and it seems to be a pretty common theme. We got someone saying Steve Nash. I can see. We have Rock Strickland. Honestly, I don't really know who that is. Sorry. I just don't really know who that is. Chris Paul. People agreeing with Kyrie. And then more like CP3, a mix of CP and Nash, Steve Nash, CP3. And this guy said he's a hybrid of Steve Nash, Stephen Curry, and Kyrie Irving, which really sounds like the best point guard of all time. Elite playmaker, good, not Steph level shooter, and elite ball handling creation, which I don't want to. I don't know how I feel about the whole Curry thing, because Curry's kind of hard to imitate. Because you can't be like a. I don't know. I don't think he's Stephen Curry level shooting. He's a solid point guard level shooting. I would not go out this Stephen Curry's in a class of his own. You can't make a comparison of Stephen Curry and then say not Steph level. It doesn't really make sense to me. But comparing his handles and his hesitations to Kyrie, but claiming Kyrie is a much better finisher, which I completely agree with. And then someone randomly just wants to say Colin Sexton, which, whatever. And Stefan Marbury, yeah. So I'm gonna look over the main ones we saw, which are Steve Nash, Kyrie Irving, and I want to especially go over who was it? I forget who said it. Someone said he's also playing like Mark Price. Yeah, Mark Price. Which, if any Cavaliers fan would know, that he was the Cavs' main point guard in the early, in the 90s and stuff like that. So, yeah, let's go after the first one, Kyrie Irving. And get this one out the way. So I am on Kyrie's basketball reference. Also got Garland's basketball reference up here too. So just on a quick stat comparison, in the career, Kyrie averages 23 points, 4 rebounds. I'll round it up to 6 assists on 47% from the field, 39% from 3, and 88% from the free throw. Compared to Garland, who is at 18 points a game, 2 rebounds, I'll give him 3 rebounds a game, and almost 7 assists a game. On a little less percentage from the field, on about, I'm pretty sure, but pretty much the same percentage from 3, and around the same free throw. And if you want to go after efficient field goal percentage, they're right about the same too. But the win shares and stuff, they're pretty much the same this season. But yeah, in his career, Kyrie's way up there. But yeah, and I don't think people were really comparing Garland to Kyrie in the stat aspect. I'm pretty sure they were talking more about obviously like the dribbling and this his dribble package and stuff. Because you can see like clips of what's his name, Garland, just like sometimes getting like snatch back ankle breakers, or just doing a lot with the ball. And it's like you could see his like his defender getting like shooken up a lot. So I do see it in that aspect. I really like. I guess you can say his like stats in this way are somewhat similar. Sure, like obviously stats don't lie. Yes, but at the same time, like Kyrie's stats are a lot more like, I don't know, well rounded in the way that like it's been going on, like it's like 10 years, so like they're kind of like balanced out. And yeah, I don't know, like I think like I think his stats have been accounted for 11 years. Garland's been in the league since 2019, so I mean obviously give it another maybe like another 7 more years, and then we'll see how it compares. But yeah, that was just the first guy, and I was like, all right, whatever. Steve Nash is definitely a more interesting one. Steve Nash in his career averaged a lot less points than what Garland is at right now. Is at 18, and Steve Nash was only at 14. But the assists, you see, he's like 14, 3, and 8. The assists are very, very well up there. Same with Garland. And yeah, it just seems like Garland's, about the same level of assists, but like scoring a lot more. But you can see that Steve Nash is very efficient. He's 49% from the field, so when he does take shots, almost 50% of the time it goes in, while Garland's a little bit down on that. 3-point percentage, Steve Nash, very, very solid 3-point shooter. Garland's a little less. And then free throws, he's at 90. So Steve Nash almost for his career is almost averaging like 50 40 90, which crazy. But yeah, if we want to compare, so let's look. So Garland's been in the league for 4 years. So compared to Nash's 4th year in the league, which was 99 to 2000, Nash was only averaging 8 points and 5 assists, which is kind of like, whoa. So like he definitely started off rough. The first couple of seasons only averaging like 5 points a game, like around 6 points a game. But then obviously after his 4th season, he skyrocketed to 15, and then that's when you could see his assists and stuff come along as well. So like having 11 assists a game with averaging a double. I honestly think I can see Garland getting to that point where he averages like a point assist double. And yeah, and that's kind of what I'm hoping from Garland as well. But I definitely see when it comes to pass first guards as Steve Nash and Garland as assist machines, like this pure playmakers. I definitely do see that, but I definitely see a little more offense out of Garland when it comes to a point scored and stuff like that. Although Steve Nash is pretty really really efficient when he is shooting the ball. So yeah. So like field goal attempts per game, he was at like 6, I don't know where Garland is at right now. How much does he average in a game? Yeah, he's averaging like 16 field goals a game this season in his 4th season, which is like more than double his time in the 4th season. But you can see once he started getting more shots up, his stats went up as well, like 17 points, like 18 points a game, whatever. So yeah, Garland has always been a very high volume shooter. So he does take a lot of shots. But yeah, in like a post game uh, press conference last night, he was asked about like when is his time he believes he gets locked in and like started doing stuff, and he even said himself, he says, I start the first half trying to get other people involved and like spread it out a little bit to get like boost the confidence of his teammates, and then he said the second half is his time when he wants to start like shining, which I could definitely see, because in the first half he had 5 points, he was 2 for 9, and then to end the game he had 25 points, which got him 30 points that night. So and he was also dishing out a lot of assists that time too. So yeah, I definitely do see that. So yeah, Steve Nash comparison, I can definitely get behind that. And then here comes Mark Price. A little more than a little more points than Nash, a little less assists. In terms of efficiency, field goal percentage 44 to 47, 40% to 38%, and then 90% to 87. So yeah, around the same. Besides like the 3-point percentage and the free throw percentage, I believe Garland is overall really like last season, for example, he was, what was it? Yeah, he was right at the 90 mark, 89.2%. So I mean, yeah, he's definitely at that spot. So I believe he could definitely go up there. But yeah, let's look at the So as Mark's 4th season, so it kind of seemed like he had 2 seasons getting used to the thing, and he became a all-star his 3rd season, just like Garland did right here. So 3rd season, he became an all-star just like Mark Price, and at the time was his highest scoring season, which is also the case for Garland. How much assists was he averaging? He averaged also 8.4 assists, while Garland averaged 8.6 assists and 21 points. And then the next season, he averaged a little more points and a little more assists, which so far this season, Garland's averaging about pretty much the same points and a little less assists. But at the same time, it's still pretty good trajectory. And in terms of his like shooting and stuff, Garland had pretty much a 90% season last season, which was his all-star season as well, and it dropped a little bit just like Garland. And so did his 3-point percentage. It went from 44 to 40, field goal went from 52 to 45. And you can see Garland's field goal percentage actually went up. Actually, no. Yeah, his field goal percentage went down a little bit. 3-point percentage is actually up, which is always good. Yeah, free throw percentage is a little less, but yeah, I definitely like that Mark Price comparison. But at the end of the day, I like to think Garland could be his own player. Like, I want to, I think he can be someone that, like, 15, 20 years down the line, people will be making comparisons to a player like Garland, be like, oh, this guy gives me Garland, like, this guy reminds me of a Darius Garland, this guy reminds me of blah blah blah, and I think he could definitely create a name for himself, because he does have the mixture of passing like Steve Nash, the assist machine, as well as the handles like Kyrie. Although Darius Garland's like finishing has been, I don't know, kind of lackluster in my opinion. It's 51% now, 42%. All of those, some of these are mid ranges, which he's very like consistent mid range. I could see he's been kind of like struggling at the rim a little bit this year. Not every game, but like I could see like sometimes like he misses shots he normally wouldn't miss, I feel like. But yeah, think Kyrie handles and stuff like that. If he could develop, I don't know what it was, what a guy said, Curry shooting, that would be just crazy. But yeah, and then also the Chris Paul comparison, being a pass first guard, and pretty good handles as well. And I just want to say Garland is a true point guard. Like, if someone who can score and dribble and can handle the ball very well and create shots, he's a very, very solid point guard. He's not like a he's not like a one trick pony. He can kind of do it all. Even last night he had 6 rebounds. He shows a lot of effort on defense. And yeah, I don't know. I'm happy to see how Garland's been playing his this season. I was kind of thinking what if after that All-Star season he kind of digresses a little bit or whatever, but I don't really think so. He is, how old is he? I don't know how old he is, but for example, this season he already has a career high in 51 points, which is better than most people's. Most people never had a 51-point game. Kyrie did have a 60-point game last season. Steve Nash, 42-point game. And we can see Mark Price. I don't know how high his would be. 39. But yeah, 39, 11, 20, 39, 13, 22. I don't know. I can see similar, rhythms between these people. I can see Garland making the All-Star team this year. I was not happy about Derrick Rose being above him. I know Derrick Rose has a very big following, but I don't know. It's just kind of he doesn't play at all. I don't know why he's even there. But, that's what happens whenever it's fan voting. So, yeah. But, yeah, I like to see where Garland can go. Big game against the Memphis Grizzlies with John Morant has been absolutely wild. After ducking on Jalen Smith that was pretty bad. But yeah, he that's gonna come with a lot of energy. It is reported that Donovan Mitchell might be missing in that game because he wasn't at practice today because of the left groin strain he received in the early third quarter of yesterday's game. So don't know what's going on with that, but we'll see at tip-off what goes on. But yeah. Alright, hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please remember to drop a like and subscribe, and comment down below your guys' comparisons of Darius Garland and what you guys think. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please remember to drop a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.